Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Let's get the angle correct. Today's meditation journey is called I Am Limitless. And I have a couple of quotes that speak about limits, being limitless, limitations. And I'll get started with them because I want to get to this flower in a moment. Right, so the first thought on being either limited or limitless comes from Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee says, life is wide, life is limitless. There is no border, no frontier. Somebody, a very good morning to you. So once again, this is Bruce Lee saying, life is wide, life is limitless, there is no border, no frontier. Joanna Starr says, the limitations that you embrace become your life. Choose to be limitless. It is only the limitations that we believe in that limit us. It is only when we look at ourselves, recognize limitations, and believe them to be true that we are in fact limited by those thoughts, those ideas, those beliefs. Laurie Myers says, you become limitless when you overcome what holds you back. When you're able to look at and deal with the things that hold you back, when you're able to overcome those things that hold you back, that is when you become limitless. Ursula, good morning. It's really good to see you. Estelle, very good morning. Good to see you too. Overcoming what holds you back is what makes you limitless, says Laurie Myers. And the last thought here is, it speaks about perhaps what are the things that hold us back. The last thought, and I don't know who this is by, says, once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. In other words, when you overcome your fears, that is when your life becomes limitless. And I have a very clear, very distinct belief around being fearless, becoming fearless, overcoming fears, transcending fears. And I don't necessarily think that we can always get to a space where we never experience fear at all anymore in our lives. It might be that to some degrees we always have some kind of an experience of fear. At the very least, we can never know, we can never look into the future and say, I will never experience fear again, because we could never know that. It's likely we will. But here's something we can get to. We can get to a place where experience has taught us that I do not want fear to make my decisions anymore. I do not want fear to make my decisions ever again. And to me, that is the definition of becoming fearless, of transcending our fears, is not the absence of fear, but having learned, having decided, and having become determined that fear is not what will ever make my decisions for me again. Anthony, good evening, dude. Hope you're safe driving around your very snowy and icy roads. Okay, so the theme is limitless. The point was overcoming our fears is what makes us limitless. I love using a flower for this specific meditation. And there's a few other flowers in our garden, and I wanted to pick something else for today, but I struggle with not picking a beautiful hibiscus. So I want you to, when you close your eyes, just imagine for a moment that you're stepping out into a garden and picking a flower for your meditation today, because we'll be using this flower during our meditation. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's float away on today's journey together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly, and as you fill your belly with air, feel yourself growing and expanding from your core in all directions. As you breathe in, raise yourself up. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Take a moment to pause in the place that you picked your imaginary flower. The place where this flower grows, the garden where you pick it. And while you continue your full body breathing, imagine sitting in that garden and experiencing your environment with your senses. What do you smell? What do you hear in this garden? How does the breeze in this garden feel on your skin? Take a look around the garden. And take a look at the flower that you picked from this garden. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies to stretch and adjust and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big circles. Nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Curve your spine over to the left and also over to the right. Imagine it as curving your spine into the shape of a banana by leaning over to the left and leaning over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened into presence as much as we can, we'll turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel into your body and invite softness into every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in through your nostrils, feel the air flow in. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy. Followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, remember the flower you picked. Take in your hand, hold its stem between your fingers, and take your next big breath. next big breath as you dive deep into you. Take a good look at the stem of this flower. What does the texture feel like between your fingers? How thin or how thick is the stem? Is it slightly hairy? Is it smooth or grooved? Take your next big breath. Following this green stem to its top, the top of the green stem being at the base of the flower. The green stem morphs into this little bowl of green leaves or green petals, cupped together like two hands holding the base of the flower. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, study this little green bowl holding the flower together. Just see how perfect that is. Take your next big breath. And out of this little green bowl, these cupped green petals sprout the base of your flower. The beautiful colored petals. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, study the bottom side, the underside of your flower's petals. What does the texture look like? And take in its perfection. Take your next big breath. following the bottom part of the petals out to their edges. Look at the pattern that the petals make, sprouting from the center of the flower outwards. Every petal perfectly spaced, the same angle between every one of the petals, a perfect geometric shape. Just see how perfect this is. Take your next big breath. Take a good look at the top or front facing part of your flower. The petals there. What is the color or colors of the petals of your flower? And what does the texture look like? What does the texture feel like under your fingers? Take your next big breath. And then right in the middle of your flower, where the petals come together, pay attention to the perfection of the reproductive organs of this flower. Is it kind of trumpet shaped? And do you have to follow it down into the depths of the flower? Or is it spongy and yellow? With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, study the perfection of the center of this flower. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. Take a good look at your flower again. Hold the green stem between your fingers. Rotate it so you can see it from all its sides. Notice how easily the word we reach for is perfect. It tends to be when we look at something like a flower, when we look at all of nature, we see how everything is perfectly put together. It is exactly as it should be. When we look at ourselves, we forget that we too are equally a part of nature. And we're very hesitant to apply the same word, perfect, to ourselves. For this perfect flower, the one that you've been looking at, this one expression is all it has. This is the extent of it. This is its highest potential. Just this one expression. And yes, that is perfectly as it should be. And I don't find comparison generally useful, but there is something to see here. That next to this perfect flower, your ability to express yourself is limitless. For this flower, one expression is it. For you, you have already found countless ways of expressing yourself. Multiple ways of creating. And there are even more. There are ways in which you can create that you've not discovered yet. Why do we so easily find ourselves being limited? Why do we find it so hard to embrace and lean into our limitless nature? I'll share this morning's quotes with you again. Bruce Lee said, "Life is wide, life is limitless. There is no border, no frontier." Joanna Starr said, "The limitations that you embrace, they become your life. The limitations that you believe in is who you become. Choose to be limitless." Laurie Myers said that you become limitless when you overcome what holds you back. You become limitless when you overcome what holds you back. The last thought says, once you become fearless, it is when you overcome your fears that life becomes limitless. Listening to many, 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 many beautiful humans, my sense is that our deepest fears are these. My fear of being the worst parts of me. My fear of my belief of how bad I am. That is one of the deepest fears I encounter again and again. My belief that I'm really not such a good human being. And the other fear that goes hand in hand, the fear of what I will never be. The fear of never becoming who I want to be. Those are the deepest fears I encounter again and again. It takes work, and it's quite a journey to overcome those deepest of fears. The fears of who I am scared I am, and who I'm afraid I'll never be. But please take this one small little step. And take the story of the flower as a little bit of proof that if you can look at a flower and see it's perfect and believe that it's perfect, you have to be able to see that you are more than this. That you are limitless. And the only thing keeping you from your potential is your fear. Your fears of who you are, and your fears of who you're afraid you might never become. You are limitless. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say your own. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this lesson from a flower. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for realizing that in the absence of fear, this flower naturally, automatically, obviously reaches its full potential. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that we're not that different. In the absence of fear, we also very naturally bloom into our full potential. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for a journey of facing and overcoming fears. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for your own willingness to be on your journey. Thank you for your willingness to come face to face with your own fears. Thank you for making the decision to no longer run, to no longer turn away from what scares you, but to face it head on, to sit with what makes you afraid until the fear becomes less. When there is less fear, your potential grows. As you overcome your fears, you grow into your potential. Have a beautiful day. Let me show you this beautiful hibiscus one more time. Isn't it just gorgeous? Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Estelle, Anthony, Ursula, Sunmarie, Vivian, good morning. And I'm not sure if I missed anyone else back there. We often don't see Maggie. She's in the background there, so if you're here this morning, love you too, Maggie. Beautiful day to you all. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.